Welcome to another edition of The Walking Dead.
Welcome, everybody, to another episode of EPL Longshot.
Class is in session, hitting the books on Pub Sports.
This is another exciting edition of the main event on Talking Man. Welcome, man, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. Welcome into another episode here of PGA Pub Hub, episode 2, season 3. Here with myself and Conor Mac doing this. If you guys haven't already, subscribe to Pub Sports Radio. Check them out on their website, Twitter. We got the whole 9 yards when it comes to sports bets, guys. We got you covered. So be sure to subscribe before we get into this. But Conor started off the season with a nice hit there. John Rahm, as we were saying behind the stage here, guys, we're saying, did Rahm really win it, or did Colin really just fall apart? Hey, Conor?
Sorry, some around here.
You there?
He lost it. No, but John Rahm played great too. I mean, from coming back that deep, it's classic.
That's what he does.
No, but Norman Faldo, just like what's this, the 6th or 7th time? Obviously that was the biggest ever at the Masters in '96. But big names have lost this. Sergio, Dustin Johnson. I was going through it last night. I had to rewatch this shit over and over again because I was on doing the football and everything. I was pretty sick to watch it. And I'm a big fan of Colin Morikawa. I think he'll be back. But, yeah, I thought I had that money.
So did I. And I saw this other horse. It was like a horse in a race. Like Secretariat's coming up behind. That's John Rahm here. The guy's – this is now his 3rd win, Conor, in 5 events. And then looking at what he did last year, he was back-to-back seconds, and now he finally got the win. So he almost had another second place. He loves this track. He's playing really good golf. And, yeah, if it wasn't for Morikawa, guys, he fell apart. I think it was 12, 13, 14. He went bogey. And he can't be bogeying on
those, at that course.
Yeah, when you got guys that are going to be birdieing right behind you. So let's move on, though, guys. We did hit that winner, though. I had the John Rahm 7-1, also first-round leader, guys, Morikawa and John Rahm. So seeing the grass, I guess, pretty nice right now, you could say.
I had Luke List, so I won. I was positive for everything, but yeah.
Nice call with Luke List. I did not have him on my card, but Brian Harman, too. I hit him in the top 10. Had a couple other guys, Tom Kim as well. Or not Brian Kim. Tom Kim. Brian Harman just slipped out, I believe, of the top 10. But let's move on, guys. We got Sony Open. It's a completely different track here. We're going from 580 feet of elevation to about 50 here in Wale Country Club here at Honolulu. It's a par 70, guys, 7,044 yards, so much shorter. It's going to be 144 man field with 65 T65 make the cut. So not going to be as easy, I think, as last week there, guys. This is a much bigger field. Anyone can win golf, as you guys know, week to week. This is a very old course. They've been coming here for a very long time, too, since 1920 established. First Hawaiian Open was in 1928. But, less elevation, guys, from last week. More palm trees. This is more of a tree land, I'd say, Conor, where that last course was just pretty much in the mountains. Great golf course, but completely different. Tighter fairways, too, here, guys. More rough is going to come into play. I'd almost call this like a Parkland style, Conor, more like a Florida style. And speaking of Florida golfers, guys, Billy Horschel did not have a good performance, and I should have expected that from Billy. I know all these guys travel around the world, but where is he from? Florida. That's where he played a lot of his golf, too. So flatter grounds are where Billy's going to play well. He is in this event. I don't have him on my card, Conor, but Billy Horschel should play much better in this event. Moving on, past winners, we have Matsuyama, Na, Smith, Henley, Neiman, Kirk, and Steele also runner-up in the last 3 years. Key stats we're going to want to look towards here is going to be tee to green approach, Bermuda putting, along with scrambling, I believe, Conor. I think those are the key stats in the past, 3 or 4 years that have got the win here at Wale Country Club. So without further ado, Conor, I'm going to get into some stats unless you want to bring anything up there, brother.
No, I'll let you just roll. I'll jump in. We can go maybe back and forth on a couple guys I have keyed in here.
Absolutely. Look forward to that. So anyone in the chat too, guys, bring up any golfers you have a question about. I know it's early. It's only Monday, but also feel free to DM myself, Ego47_. I'll be sure to answer any questions you have about golfers or outright. So let's move on to some stats for you guys. Right away, what I found at this golf course, Conor, 47% of the shot distribution is going to be from 150 to 200. That's more than what you've seen at a lot of other courses. You'll see maybe 40%, 38, 39. But even 125 to 150. That's where you're going to see a majority of the shots, which is quite common. But 150 to 200 is where I'm going to really dial in here, guys. So looking at fairway, hitting the fairway and then being from 150 to 200 out, proximity to the hole. Number 1 is Tom Kim in this event. Hoagie, Siwoo Kim, Davis, Steele, Henley, Bradley, Knox, Hubbard, and Lashley. All are going to exceed from that distance. A lot of these par 4s, guys, are going to be longer, so that's why you're going to have about 150 to 200. You have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 par 4s are over 420 yards. So a lot of these par 4s are going to be longer. They're not on the shorter side. The par 3s are not that long, though, guys. 167 and 189, 196, and 203. And then the par 5s on number 9 and number 18 are 510 and 551. So those shouldn't be a problem. It's going to be par 4 scoring, I think, is going to be the big factor here. So these stats, in my opinion, guys, are going to be key. Poor shot avoidance, Russell Knox, Tom Kim, Chez Reavie, Hadley, Redmond, Henley, Glover, Svensson, Connors, and Billy Horschel are all in the top 10 there. And this is going back in the last, I believe, 150 rounds. Let me just see here, Connor. One of our sites here had a new stat I found here. Yeah, last 12 months there. That's the stats here, guys. Last 12 months. Beautiful. From 150 to 200. And then the last one here is going to be shots gained per shot. I think this one's probably the most important. So shots gained per shot from 150 to 200. Number 1 is going to be the favorite here, Tom Kim. Next is going to be Tom Hoagie, Henley, Davis, Kim, Knox, M, Taylor, Harmon, and Glover. So a couple names have came up several times there, guys. I'll get into some golfers we're going to be taking, but a couple more stats I want to bring up, Connor. Course comparisons. Sorry to talk over you there. Harbour Town and I think the PGA West Pete Dye Stadium course are going to be really good comparisons. Harbour Town just much tighter, smaller track, par 70, and then the PGA West is a much more of a birdie fest. Again, it's a tighter, flat golf course for the most part. And those are the two courses, guys, I want you to look at. And I got some golfers we can focus in on that have gained strokes in their career at these two courses that I think can transfer over here to the Sony. So Harbour Town, we have JT Poston, Cam Davis, Kuchar, Simpson, Svensson, Bezadenhout, McNeely, and Spieth. And then at PGA West, Pete Dye Stadium course, we have Hoagie, Harmon, McCarthy, Siwoo Kim, Sung J M, Henley, Putnam, Lipsky, and Davis. So those are some stats. Yeah, Putnam. He's not on my card, but a lot of people I know do like Putnam this week. Do you want to get into some golfers you like coming up this Thursday, Connor?
Yeah, well, I'll rip through. I'll just bounce one, and you could go. We could just go back and forth. As I have just 3 or 4 that I'm looking at here on this Monday, and let's start out with them. Russell Henley. Problem is, this guy doesn't win, as Gogster knows. So that's the only issue I have with him. He likes this place. He plays well here. I don't need to go through all the stats. He's got top, 3s, top 10s in this place. It's 22 to 1, and then his top 5's not that great. I mean, it's plus 450. I don't know if there's enough juice for the squeeze with him, unless you think he's going to finally pull through. But what do you think here, Russell Henley?
You know what, Connor? Funny you say Henley. I had him written down kind of just as a no-brainer, but more I'm looking into his stats. I took him off my card, 25 to 1. I don't like the numbers much.
Me too.
And looking at what he's done putting, he lost strokes at Century, lost strokes at Houston. He won at the Worldwide, but then he lost strokes at the CJ and lost strokes at Sanderson. His approach, too, has been okay. It was better at the Century, but he's not gaining the normal approach shots you've seen like last year. Last year, his approach was deadly. Like he was getting a lot of strokes, but this year, I think people are really taking those numbers into consideration, but I don't think he's – and what did he do last week? He didn't do too well. He was T30 last week. I have written down here. So I actually don't think Henley – I think he'll maybe be top 20, but I don't think he's going to be – I don't think he's going to win. I don't think he's going to be in there just based on how he's been playing, Connor.
Yeah. I just had to bring him up because of success here. But when a guy can't win, I think he's going to stay off my card in the end as well. I just don't love the number with him. And like I said, I don't think there's enough top 5 or 10 for me to take either. So
if you look his course history, you're spot on. T11 and then the second place last year. So he's been really good. But then he missed the cut in 2018 and 2020. So I think we could maybe even see that this week. So very good point though on Russell Henley. I'll get into a golfer I have here, guys. Here's my my favorite on the card. It's going to be Brian Harman. Brian Harman. I was reading a thing. He hasn't had a round in the like subpar. He has like a record for like last like 20 rounds or something. He hasn't been subpar. He's low-key been just unbelievable. His accuracy is spot on. That's exactly what I want at this golf course, someone that can hit the fairways. And I believe in some of our stats here on the 150 to 200. See if I can find Harman here. I do not see Harman on here, but just looking at what he's been doing, Connor, T16, a second, T23, T15. Last year he was at this time he was not nearly as good. He missed a cut, T54, T61. He's coming in with much better form than what he was last year. This is the number I was saying backstage, guys. I almost had it at 30 to 1, and right as I went to click the 30 to 1 in the queue, dropped down to 25. Then I found a 27. So I'm going to take Brian Harman. He's just one of the hottest golfers really in golf right now. Gain strokes, approach. That's a key one you're really going to want to look at right now, guys, because everyone's going to be hitting the fairway, or even if you're in the rough, it's not too penile. It's going to be your approach. So he's got everything. I'm liking what I'm seeing. His putting too, Connor. He's gained strokes 3 of the last 4. Brian Harman, 27 to 1, guys, outright. I'm also taking him 40 to 1 first round leader, and then a top 5, Connor, kind of out of your playbook here, getting a nice plus money, plus 550. I think he's going to be right there. Brian Harman. What do you think of Mr. Harman?
I like him. I like his game. This could be a tournament he could win. Maybe not a crazy field. Yeah, that's where I'd look at him, because normally I'd go for him for maybe a top 10 or so. But I know you like using him, and if he can get the flat stick rolling, he could be good.
I tend to do that. Like, you'll see a lot of similar players on my card, guys, even for maybe the next couple of weeks going forward, just because we're on the Bermuda swing right now, and I think this might be the time for them to win. And one right now, especially being Brian Harman. His stats, he's playing some of the best golf. I'm just looking at his numbers. He's playing some of the best golf probably back to 2019, 2020, and he hasn't had a win, Connor, in quite a long time. So he's itching to get back in that winner circle, and I think he has a chance to do it this week, guys. 27 to 1. I'll move on to the next one here. Another bit of chalk, but he's another guy who played really well last week. I believe he was T3 at the Century. That's Tom Hoge Sandwich. Had him on my card a lot too in the past, Connor, as you know. He was third place 2018, T12 in 2020, and that's when he was playing well. And I think he's right on track playing well again. This year, guys, he's got a T3 at the Century. He had pretty much, I can't quote this, but 2.43 on approach last week, Connor. That's got to be at least top 3 at the Century. So that's exactly what I want to see. All of his events, he's gained strokes and on his approach. That's the best part of his game. And that's exactly what you want at a golf course like this. He's gained strokes too, guys, 4 of the last 5 putting, and a decent amount too, plus 0.7, 1.2, 0.5, 0.7. It's just his around the green, but he's known for accuracy too, similar to Brian Harman type of golfer, and playing really well of late. So similar to Harman, I'm going the same route. I'm going to take an outright 30 to 1 on Hoge, 40 to 1 first round leader, and then the top 5 plus 650. So any one of those two hit, we're going to have a nice party here at the Pub Sports Radio. What do you think about Hoge?
I like it. You know how much I like Hoge as well.
Hey.
I think that's a good bet there, and he might be on some stuff that I am on. But I'll go next real quick. Why don't we get to a guy who's played well here, fellow Canadian for you here, hits greens and regulations, Corey Connors. He's on my radar a little bit this week, around 25, 30 to 1. He's played well here, top 3. Last year was 11th. He's got a T12, I believe. Just in the last 4 years. I don't know if he wins. That's, he needs to break through, I think, at some point. So you keep rolling with him, maybe take a shot with him to win, or top 5, top 10. I'm going to have him in some way this week. I'll figure that out in the next couple of days. But what do you think here of your fellow Canadian?
Yeah, I actually have another couple Canadians written down. I thought you might have brought them up, but Connor's looking.
Oh,
at
I got Svensson. He was struggled this week, and I had a top 10 with him. But
that's true, and he didn't make my card. He almost did Svensson. There's another Canadian too. You love this guy. I'll bring him up in just a second. Connor's, he was plus 0.7 approach. His approach is great, Connor, but he can barely gain strokes putting. I was listing off Hoagie. When he puts well, he can putt well to win. Connor's can.
Yeah, like, that's always his problem. Yeah.
He's not going to win. Like T18, he's come 16th, T23, T25. It's like he gets himself to the dance, but he doesn't know how to, go up, get a date or something. He gets there, but he can't put it in the hole. Can't have sex.
He can't put it in
just,
the hole.
Yeah, I don't know how to put a bad analogy, but yeah, he has a hard time finishing. It would be the best way with Corey Connor. So he didn't make my card, but I could see him being there top 10, maybe even a first round later if he gets a round hot with the putter, but 4 rounds, can't see it happening with Corey. All right. Let's keep her moving, guys. Another golfer then I usually always have. Actually, you know what? Before I go into the golfers, let's bring up the chat. The chat's been pretty on fire here. So shout out to Chris Commentini, Real Deal Prime, MMA Locker Room. What's good, my guy? Appreciate the hat, old school hat. Happy Gilmore. Thank you. Christopher Commentini bringing up M. Sungjae M. I did have him written down, I believe. No, I didn't, but Sungjae M's a very interesting golfer, Connor. Do you have any thoughts on Sungjae M?
Yeah, he's super talented. I mean, same thing with Tom Kim. There's not a ton of value here with them.
Yeah.
At the top, I find.
Exactly.
Yeah, I just don't know if I get there, even though, great golfer. And when he gets hot, he gets hot.
Exactly. T13 at his last event and strong with the approach. Putter's been okay, but his number for a lot of golfers in this event, they're Commentini. I just find, his number 15-1 and Tom Kim at 12. If they beat me, they beat me. I'm going to leave him off my card. Even same with Hideki, defending champion. I'm not going to have him on my card. You know what? The first 6, Spieth too. Spieth could be there. I don't think he's going to win this event. Connors just can't putt, in my opinion. And then Henley, I don't like what I'm seeing for him trending of late.
He just folds on Sunday. So
yeah, he really does. And I don't like it. 30th at that event where he should have played a lot better with his approach. He is going to a flatter ground where he's from, so it'll help him, but I don't think Henley's winning this week. But yeah, Sungjae M, I don't mind him. I don't think he's going to win. If he beats me, kind of thing. They're Commentini. But yeah, let's keep her moving here. A couple more questions there. Nunya, always talking about Hoagie. You know it. He's close. He's due. Tom Hoagie's going to be winning sooner or later. He won, I believe, a couple years ago on the West Coast too. So this is when you want to take Tom Hoagie. What's going on, Top Set? Good to see you. But yeah, let's keep her going. Siwoo Kim, I have this guy on my card a lot. It's between him and KH Lee, but I went with Siwoo Kim. Reason being his course comparison at the 2 courses that I brought up earlier there was Arbor Town and PGA West, especially at PGA West. He's won that event before. He loves that style of golf course. Siwoo Kim's approach too, Connor, gained 2.19 strokes last time he was out in November. He hasn't played since November, so that could be the one thing against him, but he's got the approach, he's got the accuracy. His putting has lost strokes in his last 2 events, but when he was T8 at the Shriners, gained 0.58. Siwoo Kim, I think his style of approach and accuracy is exactly what you want. If he gets the hot putter, he could very well be there. And looking at what he's done putting over here, last year he did lose some strokes, but in my opinion, I think Siwoo Kim has a shot. Numbers 45-1 there, guys. 45-1 first round leader, and top 10. I'm taking Connor on Siwoo plus 400.
Hey, man, you know me. I like this guy. Because he's won for me flat out. Even though he can be up and down when you catch him when he's hot, this guy can win. We like winners around here, right, Gogster?
Exactly.
Not guys that don't finish.
Like, yeah, exactly. We don't want, like Canadian. Yeah. No offense, my Canadian guy Corey Connors. Just guys that can't putt. Luke List, he got hot with the putter, but another guy that struggles long term.
Yeah,
good point.
But he's won.
Yeah, he has
won last year at least.
Yeah, DJ dude. He says, "Are you aware of the Hoagie going to the national championship game?" Very interesting point there about Tom Hoagie going to the championship game. From North Dakota, so he is from Fargo, but yeah, he did go to school. What was it, Georgia? I believe he went to Georgia. Tom Hoagie. See if I can just see his education. Oh, sorry, TCU. Yeah, what am I saying? He would slap me across the face if I said that.
Yeah, he would.
Hoagie Meister is the TCU guy.
Yeah, I don't know about him this weekend. Maybe, I don't know.
He's
good young, point. Pocket.
He is. What is he here? 1989, 33.
Young enough.
He's playing well enough golf, and I'm going to just rely on the fact that, you know what, Hoagie, if they do win, I'm going to say maybe a bit of an advantage, but it's a very good point, DJ, dude. You could look at just two sides of that equation when you bring up the national championship game tonight. But I'll trust Hoagmeister here, and we got him 30-1. Siwoo Kim was the next one, guys, 45-1, first round leader and outright plus 400 top 10. Russell Henley was not on the card. We're going to go to the next one here, Connor. It's going to be his first start of the year as well. That's going to be Cam Davis. I'm taking Cam Davis this week, guys. Let's go over what he's done lately. T7 at the Aussie PGA, T13 at the CJ Cup in South Carolina, flatter ground too. I like that comparison this week. And then he was a T9 at this event, 31st, T27, and then a missed cut in 19. He does like this event as well, Connor. Cam Davis, we saw what he did last year, how well he was in the President's Cup. I'll get to it eventually. He was just unbelievable, really carried that team. And this is a guy who's going to be winning, I think, going forward. His accuracy could be a little bit better, but his approach is strong. He's a guy, when he gets hot with the putter, you want to talk about a guy that can win. This guy can win, take advantage of his distance off the tee. Cameron Davis is going to make the card, guys. 40-1, 50-1 first round leader, plus 450 on the top 10. Just a guy that can win, and I'm going to stick to guys that his number's not too bad either at 50-1. I'll take a shot with that. What do you think of Cam Davis real quick there, Connor?
Sorry, I was just reading up on this.
No worries. What are you reading up on?
No, nothing about him flying and jumping back and doing this stuff. Because there's a bunch of Georgia, Henley and Harmon. I wanted to look up all them if they were going to go to this game. I don't know. The guys we're talking about, they played well here, like him and Henley. So it's something I got to think about.
Great point.
Let's get to my next guy.
Yep.
Mitchell Keith, 35-1. I like how he plays here, right around that number. I mean, I'll search for something. I'm just looking at it right now. I like how he's played here. Last couple of years, I think he's at a T12, 14. When he can get rolling, he can get rolling. I like him this week, and I like the number where he's at. You know me. I like to find these guys with this value. So I think Keith Mitchell is a play for me, and probably a top 10 as well. Yeah,
no, don't want to talk anything bad about Mitchell. He's especially last year, played some of his best golf, didn't win, but had a lot of top 10s, Connor. He can get really hot with the putter too, a guy that can actually drain putts. Last start was at the RSM. He's got accuracy and distance, which you like to see off the tee. He didn't make my card, but you know what? Down the road, once you see a couple more starts, I'll probably have Mitchell on my card too here. Moving on, one more pick here, guys. I actually got a couple more. I got a 7-pack this week, Connor. I got a bunch. Taylor Montgomery. Here's a first-timer for the Gogster here. Taylor Montgomery. I'm taking Taylor Montgomery, guys. Shop around 36-1, 45-1 first-round leader, and only plus 350 on the top 10. This guy has a heck of a shot this week, Connor. Looking at his numbers, this is a guy. If you don't know about Taylor Montgomery, guys, look him up because he's gonna win pretty soon.
Yeah,
on the PGA.
I think he will too.
PGA, Connor. Here we go. Third, T9, T15, T13, T10, T15. Are you kidding me? And then looking at what he did at the Corn Ferry, he didn't win, but to finish out the Corn Ferry last year, T9, T4, T3, T2, T8. Like, are you kidding me? Like, this guy's. He bombs it off the tee. His accuracy, could hurt him. But at a course like this, if you can, instead of being, like that 175 out, the rough's not too bad. He's going to have a lot shorter distance in than some of these other guys. But the best thing going for him, Connor, those stats I was saying, 150 to 200 in the rough. This website I got, unbelievable, guys. Rough, 150 to 200 shots gained per shot. Number 1, Taylor Montgomery. Proximity to the hole, number 8, Taylor Montgomery. Poor shot avoidance, number 1, Taylor Montgomery. So he's got enough power to get out of the rough. He's going to have a lot of distance off the tee. It's his debut here, but his approach is not. His approach could be a little bit better. I have here not good enough, but you know what? That's the only thing going against him. But those stats I have here, guys, from the rough, I think he's going to be able to take advantage of his distance and even his putter, Connor. You want to talk about a guy who just a low-key, really good putter, 2.7 strokes gained putting, 1.3, 1.3, 1.3. That's how you know what, guys, as much as approach is important, like his approach stats, he's losing a little bit of strokes, gaining him like slightly, but it's his putter, kind of like a Denny McCarthy. That's what's keeping him in these events. So if his approach he can take advantage of it on the field, which I think he can, tighter fairways here, then Taylor Montgomery, top 10. I like that, plus 350. And then even to win first event here, 36-1, Connor.
He's 33% owned on DraftKings, projected on Monday, which is stupid high. Like that's that's stupid high. So,
I know.
Yeah, Hey, I like it. He's on his way.
These roughs, like a lot of my stats here, I'm looking at the 150 to 200. I know it's a small thing, but he's top 10 in all three of the important categories I'm looking at. Shots gained in the rough, fairway. He doesn't crack the top 10, but if he can just bomb him off the tee, he's going to be he's not going to have to worry about the distance like some of these other guys, and he's good out of the rough. So from about 150, right? I think he's going to have a shot, and his putter is just so damn good too. So first round later, I think can hit as well, guys. 45-1. He was a late ad. I took Henley out, Connor. All transparency, guys. Took Henley out and threw on Montgomery. 36-1. Better number 2. Better putter of late. So yeah.
I love it. I definitely like it.
In the courtroom.
I'll give you a flyer bomb here. I don't know if this guy might not win, but I like the way he plays here. He missed the cut last year, and this guy's not flashy, but Steele. This guy's got a second 2020, a fourth in 21. I think I'm going to take him top 10 if I can get around 7-1, which I think I can. So yeah, I'm going to take Steele.
Yeah, Steele. I don't mind that at all. One thing the reason I didn't take him, Connor, just a small reason, but I guess it was enough for me to stay off. He was coming off a withdrawal last time he came out at the Houston Open, so I don't know much about that withdrawal, but if it was an
I think he's fine.
Or what happened there, yeah. But I know Steele, great past performance here again, fourth T21, 2021 fourth, second place to 2020. So I do like that one. Let's got a couple more golfers before you.
Gogster, you get to Hawaii, you start feeling better, my man. Like get out there, everything feels better, man.
Okay. Where I am right now, there's not as much snow, but seeing those tropics, I was feeling better watching the Gulf Friday for hours on end. I felt like I was, in like a trip there. Just needed to take some mushrooms, and I probably would have been there. Let's keep her moving, as I like to say. Russell Knox, Connor. This is a guy I think this course is going to be great for him. Tee to green, he's right up there. His approach is deadly. It's just going to come down to his putter. He's kind of like a Corey Connors, but he's been better of late with his putter. Plus 0.2, plus 0.3, plus 0.5. Hasn't cracked the top 10 yet, but he's played really well at this course. T10 in 2018, T48, T32, T7 last time out at this event. And he's gaining strokes on his approach, guys, left, right, and center. I really like that. His accuracy, 2 in his last 3 events. Before that was in November, but his accuracy looks like it's right there. Russell Knox, guys, checks a lot of boxes too when we're looking at 150 to 200 in. He is where do I have Russell Knox? Where is he? Actually, no, he is not on any of those stats. But anyway, Russell Knox here. He's on one of them here. Where is he? He's on the Harbortown course comparisons. Russell Knox there. He's in the top 10. So I think he's got a shot, Connor. I really do. It's just the style. A lot of these golfers I have, guys, are good accuracy. When they're in the fairway from like the 150 to 200, their approach has been gaining strokes left, right, and center. It's just going to come down to the putter. But at this number, 150-1, Russell Knox. Got to take a shot with it. 70-1 first round leader. And then a top 20, Connor, plus 350 on Russell Knox.
Iron guy when his irons stick, like you talked about. He's a guy I've used a ton in the past, so I mean, I like it.
Yeah, I like him over here in the West Coast style. Another golfer I'll probably take at the Pete Dye course coming up in end of January. Last golfer on my card, guys, is going to be Patton Kizzire. He's won this event in 2018 at a T13, a T7, a T42 in the last 5 years. One missed cut. And he is 110 to 1 on Patton Kizzire, Connor. Another similar golfer, like I've been saying to all these other ones, good approach. Accuracy has been nice. He had a T10 at the World to Wide Tech. His approach actually could be a little bit better, but his last 2 events, he's gained strokes 2.07, 0.96. I do like that. And over at this West Coast swing, that seems to be where Kizzire, even down south in Florida, that's where you want to take him. You don't want to take Kizzire more so from May on. It seems to be his stats are when he hits the Sony Open all the way till the Valero. That's when you want to be taking Patton Kizzire. So let's see what happens. We've got him at 110 to 1 on Patton Kizzire, 70 to 1 first round leader, Connor, and then a plus 400 top 20 on our boy Patton.
He's played well here in the past. He was a guy I've already looked at this morning while I was going through stuff. I might use him as well, but I got to figure that out.
Yeah, I like it. All righty, guys, before we close things out here, I got a couple more golfers for you guys. Billy Horschel, another guy that should do well here. I was going over that earlier. Just much flatter golf course. I think he was better than what you saw at the Century. Adam Svensson is another guy I think will do well, but he stayed off my card. A golfer I do have on my card, actually, I almost missed bringing this one up. It's Nick Taylor. That's the Canadian I was talking to you about there that I think is going to do well here. Nick Taylor, he's at a T32 and a T11 at this event, but he's gained strokes 3 of his last 4 events through his approach. That's exactly what I want to see. So 110 to 1 first round leader, come out strong with that putter, and then a juicy Connor plus 700 top 20 on Nick Taylor. One more top 20 I have here is going to be Michael Thompson too, plus 700 guys. Seems to do well at this golf course. T5 last year, T25, T38, and again gained strokes 2 of his last 4 on the approach. Just going to come down to the putter, but a good number on Michael Thompson. Yeah, Connor.
Michael Thompson played well here, big number. I'm looked at him way down low, trying to find maybe a guy, Doc Redman, Michael Thompson, Nate Lashley type. These are the guys that I'm looking at as well for a top 10. Big price too. You can nail one of those, around 20 to 1.
Oh, that's what it's all about, guys. Hitting those big prices and see if we can cash another outright. Connor and I, he had a nice one with Luke List, a couple outright bets myself. So we'll keep them coming back, guys. We'll be back next Monday for the next PGA event, but let's focus in the present right now. We got Sony Open picks. I'll go over them really quick before we get out of here. Check me out, guys. Eagle47_ on Twitter, and then Conor Mac picks on Twitter as well. That's where we're going to tweet out all of our action. We got more than just golf too, guys. I do hockey. I know, Connor, you do college basketball. You do a bunch of other football, you name it. So be sure to check that out, guys. Quick recap. Here we go. Brian Harmon, Tom Hoagie. We're taking Cameron Davis, Russell Knox, Taylor Montgomery, and Patton Kizzire. All those guys are also going to be first-round leaders, and we're including Nick Taylor in the first-round leaders. Check me out, guys. Eagle47_ for the top 10s, top 5s, top 20s. They're all going to be there. Connor, I'll see you next week, brother. Thanks as always. And, yeah, guys, catch those tickets. Be good.
Let's get it.
Get it.